so excited to have a wonderful guest in the studio today. This is another PulseBeat episode sponsored by Cardio Miracle. We are so excited to have Jessie Hansen with us today.
Hi, Josh.
So excited to see you again.
It's so good to see you.
We have known each other for a long time, actually, and I'm so excited to hear about what she's been up to, what she's doing. What we like to do on the PulseBeat is just interview like super interesting people, but also hear your mission and what you're up to today, what you're accomplishing, and we talk about how health and wellness is at the pinnacle of that, of keeping your body in tune. And because anyone, unfortunately, if you're really sick or if you're not feeling well, it's like, how can you bless other people to the full effect, right?
Absolutely. It's so important. And we have to directly talk about it because a lot of people still think that's selfish.
Yeah.
Like to really put the time in to take care of yourself first so that you can help more people and have a great life yourself.
Seriously.
It's so important.
Seriously. So yeah, we're so excited, and I'm so honored that you would come in and sit down with me so that we can have this time together.
I appreciate it. This is my very first podcast interview talking about my new program, so I cannot tell you how grateful I am. Thank you.
That's awesome. Yeah. No, we're so stoked about it. And what I wanted to start with is just, you've always been someone who I've looked up to, really. Like when we were in NSA, we were in the National Speakers Association together, and we were in a mastermind, and we would talk about how to get our businesses going and how to speak more and how to impact more lives. And it's like every time I saw you, you were doing it. You were living this awesome life. And I know that we all have our struggles, we all go up and down and everything. But I've always admired how it seems like, and me just judging, that you've always kind of kept up on your health and wellness and your fitness and everything. And I'm wondering how you've done that throughout the years.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, that has been like a high priority because I do get to travel a lot, which I'm so grateful for. Oh my gosh, I've been a professional speaker for 21 years, and I mostly speak to junior highs and high schools. So I love the youth market, and now with my new program, it's elementary schools. So I love to travel and I love to work with the kids, but holy crap, if I don't take care of my health, I struggle.
For sure.
Especially with airport food and 1 a.m. flights that were delayed, and so Taco Bell's the only option.
Yeah.
It is so important, and I feel a huge difference when I don't prioritize my health. I can't serve these kids unless I'm taking care of myself. So I love this mission you're on.
I love
it's beautiful.
That. Yeah, so we have a mission that scares us, and that's awesome. Because it used to be save 1 million lives, because we have a heart health supplement, Cardio Miracle.
Nice.
And my dad is the CEO formulator of the product, and he just wanted to save 1 million lives. And now, 10 years later, we feel like we've done that. And so now we're we want to save 100 million lives, and also sometimes we want to save the hearts of mankind. So sometimes we go, but it's a goal that kind of frightens us, it's like a huge goal.
Yeah, we should have goals that frighten us.
I know,
we should. That is so inspiring. Don't be afraid of a goal that is terrifying.
Yeah, it's got to stretch
we have
you.
to. That's totally what I would love to talk about today, how important it is for all of us to do something, do anything that's going to add value to the world, even if it's scary, and even if it's maybe even impossible. Try anyway.
Seriously.
Just let all that go and just try anyway. Do something to help this world.
I love it, because one of my favorite quotes ever is, and I'm going to paraphrase because I'm going to get it wrong, but it's those that are crazy enough to change the world, or whatever. What is that? Do you remember
those
that?
are the ones that are crazy enough to think they can change the world.
To think they can change are the ones that do, right?
Absolutely. And it's never perfect. It's never perfect. If you study any leader from any time in history, they were messy, they were sometimes disasters, and they still tried to do good things. And that is so important. So seriously. I love your mission. It's beautiful.
I love it so much. And I want to hear about what you're doing, because I just looked at your website and I was like, oh my gosh, you're taking on a big a big animal.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, it's been so amazing. We're brand new. Like, we just started last September, but it's kind of taken off like a rocket ship. So it's called Kindest Kid in America. And we go all over the country, and we have schools, elementary schools, nominate a kind kid that they know at their school that they love and adore, who has, is exemplary in, leadership, thoughtfulness, maturity. And then we write a custom children's book. I can't believe I didn't bring any books with me. I'm so silly.
No,
this was my first podcast interview. But we write a custom children's book. We put it on Amazon, so you can see them on Amazon. We have 20 books we've published already about real kids. And we illustrate it. We make it magical, this beautiful book.
Goodness.
And then we surprise the kid at a school-wide assembly.
Wow.
So we have all the kids like, let's do a drum roll. There's a kid in this room that has been nominated as the kindest kid in America. And then we bring them up. We have the mayor present a gold medal to them. We invite the news. And the whole goal is to make kindness so big and so exciting and so beautiful that all the other kids look at that kid and they're like, that's not a test score. That's not an athletic ability. That's kindness. I can be kind. I can be good at being kind. That's something within all of our control. So it's so important to empower children to know that you can identify as a kind kid. That's a choice. That is a choice. All of us adults, we can identify as kind humans if we want to.
Totally. It's
something within all of our control. And we've got to do more to put more kindness into the world. We just had this Minneapolis shooting yesterday. Yeah. It's so tragic, and I'm in my doctorate degree right now for social work, and that's my research, school shooting prevention, and that happened yesterday. Yeah. It's unacceptable that these happen, and kindness is only one piece to a very big puzzle for sure, but man, it's a big piece,
of course.
So we just need kindness in the world.
Yeah.
You know?
My daughter, I've got an 11-year-old and a 14-year-old daughters, and my 11-year-old, I asked her, I said, how did you meet? She's got a friend named Eudora. And I'm like, how'd you meet Eudora? And she goes, she was sitting by herself on the Find a Friend bench at recess. And she's like, and I went and sat next to her, and we've been best friends since 2nd grade. And I was like, I'm driving and I'm like,
okay, hold on, give me a second. Oh my word.
So I'm like, yes, my daughter's doing it,
That is so powerful because that is such a simple thing. Yeah. How simple was that for your daughter? But brave at the same time, because I bet some kids were like, oh, I want to, but I don't want to be cheesy, or I don't want to get made fun of or whatever. So it's incredibly brave. You should nominate your daughter.
Seriously?
I'm totally serious right now. That's going to be my call to action to anyone that's listening. If you know a kind kid, nominate them, because just the nomination puts kindness into the world.
Seriously.
We're trying to create a social movement. That is so powerful.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, I love your daughter.
It was amazing because I was like, honey, I'm so proud, because I was always the one, I was always the big kid in school, in elementary school, and it's not something I'm like, this is not with your theme, but the first time I ever got suspended was because this kid was picking on a girl on the playground. This boy was picking on a girl, and I grabbed him and I threw him in a dumpster in 6th grade. So I got suspended.
Best suspension story ever.
No, I was proud of it, but then I was kind of like, oh man, maybe I should have talked to him or something, Not just, hey man, what the heck?
You were working with what you had. I honor that. And it's awesome. And bullies need boundaries. I was a bully in junior high school. I got suspended for bullying.
Oh my goodness.
I was the bully. And in the last, 8 years, I did my bachelor's in psychology, my master's in social work. Now I'm in my doctorate for social work. And this is the one thing that I'm studying, the hate cycle. So school shootings, racism, sexism, how we get stuck in this hate cycle. We get hurt, and then we hurt other people. Right? Hurt people. We've all heard that. And I teach kids in elementary schools that. This is a real thing where we get angry. We have big emotions when someone hurts us. And so we want to lash out. You wanted to throw that kid in the dumpster, and that was kind of awesome. But that's a natural response. And so we get stuck in this hate cycle. But the amazing part of a cycle is that you can smash it. You can destroy it. We can absolutely honor, or honor that it's a real thing, that it's a normal human thing, but tell kids there's another option.
Absolutely.
That's what, if I had 1 minute to talk to that shooter yesterday in Minneapolis, 1 minute before he put his finger on the trigger, that's what I would say. I know you need something. You need to be seen. He wanted revenge, he wanted justice, he wanted the fame. And there's another way to get all of those things. We all want to be seen. We all want to be acknowledged. There's another way to get it. So understanding the psychology of how that works, that hate cycle, it really is empowering for a lot of kids and a lot of us adults. Like we still want to lash out when someone's mean to us.
Totally.
So it's understanding the psychology of it, honoring normal human behavior, empowering us to step forward and rise above that natural instinct. And say, nope, I'm going to be smarter than this natural tendency inside of me. I'm going to be more mature, and I'm going to maybe talk to the kid instead of throwing him in the dumpster. But honestly, I needed very firm boundaries when I was such a brat. I was so rude in junior high, and it was my principal that had really strong boundaries with me, and that was the best thing he could have possibly done. He was tough. He yelled at me. He's like, no, I'm not putting up with this anymore. And that was the moment that was kind of my turning point. My junior high principal was my hero.
Wow.
So I actually love you throwing him in the dumpster. That's a great story.
So were you like the OG? You were like the OG mean girl.
I was. When I go and give speeches in schools, I show a picture of Regina George, and I'm like, let me tell you a story. And it's so like, it feels so shameful to tell it, but it's empowering, because I'm like, I don't want any kid who is stuck in that cycle to think that they're bad, because I did. I thought I was a bad human, like something was actually wrong with me, because my best friend kind of betrayed me and she bullied me first, and then I became the bully, so that's how I got stuck.
The cycle.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
so I want to make sure we get rid of the shame, we honor it, it's real, it's human behavior, but how do we rise above it? How do we get better? How do we become resilient? And we outsmart it. We outsmart that hate cycle. So that's what Kindest Kid in America is trying to do.
That's amazing.
Thanks.
And so with your Kindest Kid in America, you're obviously speaking you're speaking at the assemblies.
Yeah.
And then during that, do you take the whole school through that cycle and everything?
Yeah,
That's
I teach
amazing.
them. I have all the kids make a big circle with your arms.
Yeah.
Let's say this with me, the hate cycle. Like, I want them to understand it. And they're so smart. Oh my gosh, our kids are so smart. They get it. They absolutely get it. And then I give them a challenge to do 5,000 acts of kindness as a team, as a school, in the next week after the assembly.
Okay.
And the kids always knock it out of the park.
Heck yeah.
They want to be kind. They
awesome.
naturally want to be kind. I think our children are the leaders. I think they're going to save us.
That's amazing to think that, and to know that, because you are seeing that generation, and some people kind of have jokes about, like, oh my gosh, what do they say? They're so cooked. You know, that's like the language. We're so cooked because of this generation. But it's actually like we've never been more blessed to have these children that, when I don't know how to use my iPhone, I'm asking my 11-year-old, will you teach me like this? It's like really, it's humbling, but then it's also like she knows it better than I do, you know?
I know.
Her mom tries to lock her out of her iPad, and she finds a loop around to get in, you know?
They're so smart. Adults, we have to stop saying, oh, that generation, we're cooked, and they're so lazy, and they're so selfish. Stop it. They are hearing you. They can hear you saying that. And then if they say, well, if they think I'm lazy, I'll show them lazy.
Yeah.
They rise to that expectation.
Sure.
So we need to empower our kids. We need to constantly build them up and say, I see this amazing greatness in you. Like, I see this beauty, this intelligence. I see it. So have them rise to that, because we have so many incredible kids in this country.
Yeah, I love it. So how did you, when you were speaking to the youth, did all of this, I mean, obviously there's steps towards, but was there something significant that really hit you that you're like, I'm feeling pulled to this?
I needed a capstone project for my doctorate anyway, and so I was looking for something that I wanted to offer, or just try to do something that I could give to the world that I could step away from completely, that wasn't dependent on me. Speaking is, we have to be there in person.
Of course, yeah.
And so I wanted to build something that I knew could be its own thing without me at all. And so I was looking for that, and I've been obsessed with children's books my whole life, and like reading to my children when they were little. I collect children's books. Like, it's just a really special way to bond with our children. And so I was like, what if we took like a real kid and like illustrated it, and now we have this amazing thing called AI. So we can illustrate this beautiful book about a real child, and then what if we like surprise them with it? And I think that would be so inspiring for all the other kids, because it is not just about the kid getting the award.
Of course.
So it all kind of like rolled, like once I had the idea, it was just like, it kind of rolled from there. And then we've been in 14 states, and we've published 20 of these books, and it's just been so much fun. The school shooting thing too, I did lose a really close friend, mentor, like true hero from my life. Last year, her husband shot her and killed her, and then took his own life. And so the shooting thing, I really do want to understand it. I want to study it. I want to understand it. How did what happened in Minneapolis yesterday happen? How do they get there? How do they get to that point where they're so desperate for those? I've read almost every book on school shootings, and all of them are only motivated by three things. It's one of three things, or all three things: justice, revenge, or fame. That's their motivation. And what's underneath all three of those things? To be seen. They want to be acknowledged.
100%.
That makes so much sense. Like psychologically, that makes so much sense. So I'm like, hey, how do we find ways to make sure kids know they matter, that they are totally seen, and that there's other ways to be seen that are healthier, like kindness. So I was like, if we make it like glamorous, like, kind of feed into that fame element, because all the kids are like, oh yeah, I'd love to be, Insta famous. Let's do it then. Let's do it. Why not? Yeah. So gold medal, we get them on the news, like, and it's about kindness. It's about character. It's about something that matters so much. So honestly, that's kind of where that idea came from. I was like, let's make it so big. They can't ignore how beautiful and glamorous it is. So I don't know. It's all an experiment. I'm just trying. I'm trying my best.
No. You're doing it. I mean, but that's the thing is like so many people can talk about what they want to do and what they could do if they had the resources or whatever. But it's like you just start doing it.
Thanks.
I mean, that's amazing.
I really appreciate that. And honestly, that would be like a call to action for anyone that's listening. Like, even if you have a crazy idea, you don't even know how to do it. Like, I designed our website. I do all of our social media. I'm not good at it. It's messy. It does not look great. But I'm like, I don't care. I really don't care. Like, we're just going to try it and try to put something good into the world. And even if it's not perfect, I think it'll still matter. Yeah. And I think everyone has a crazy, wild idea to make the world better. And even if it doesn't have to be some big thing like, a program. It could be this beautiful podcast that you're doing. You're putting so much value into the world, talking about health. That is incredible. Yeah. It could be just in your own community. It could be in your own school. It could be in your own home. Yeah. Maybe even just one act of kindness a day, For sure. Simple ways to put value and kindness into the world make a difference. It doesn't matter how big or small it is. Yeah. So, and I know you probably don't talk a lot about politics or whatever, but like the whole Making America Healthy Again movement, like are you a part of that at all, or have you just kind of done your own thing? Yeah, okay. I'm so scared to get into like any political realm at all. No, that's hard. And I know that sometimes people like to dive into that, and I mean we like the Make America Healthy Again concept just due to helping people's hearts. The hearts of mankind, because we work with a lot of pastors, we work with a lot of other denominations, and we just have this goal to save the hearts of mankind is our big, wild, crazy goal. And it's something that we are so passionate about because with Cardio Miracle is what our product's called. It creates nitric oxide, which was called the spark of life in the cell. Oh, wow. And with that comes a whole, you could give a whole talk on the spark of life, Amazing. So amazing. I love that. Yeah, so it's really so fun. Powerful because honestly, though there are a lot of factors, as I've been studying school shootings, there are environmental factors that play into some, not all, of past shooters. There are some like arguments with scholars, like people that study it. They really do actually look at diet. Wow. And how that might influence the development of their brain. Yeah. So there are those elements. Like we have to take care of our children's bodies physically and their minds as their brains are developing. For sure. Because sometimes you have a natural instinct towards violence if your brain is malnourished. That is real research. I've been looking into it. It's so fascinating because they're trying to study like how do they get to this point? So they're looking at all the factors, and honestly, that's a huge one that they talk about. Well, it's amazing. What we're trying to help is, in schools especially, is that like, my son, I'm going to age myself here. I've got an 18-year-old now. I have a 20-year-old. I know. We're together on this. But the 18-year-old, he
he got high blood pressure in like 7th grade.
Oh, wow.
Because he was choking down like 2 or 3 monsters a day as a like a 12, 13, 14-year-old. And I'm like, Jax, why? What are you doing? And so I gave him a bunch of my products, and I was like, try this, take this, you know? And he takes it still, and it helped regulate his blood pressure out, but he stopped. But he said, Dad, there's a monster vending machine in our lunchroom. It's the first one you see when you walk in.
It's ridiculous.
And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me?
Unacceptable. I really just all the crappy snacks too.
Yeah, seriously.
If that's the only option we're giving our kids and they're hungry and they need to get through the school day, then of course they're going to turn to that. It's not okay.
And you wonder why they're all hyped up in class and then they crash in seminary or something.
And then you get mad at them like it's our fault.
Yeah,
it's our fault.
Seriously. Yeah. So no, it's just that's the hard thing when you kind of mix politics and trying to make people healthy again. But it's such a good mission, I feel, to try to focus on the health and wellness and whole fruits and vegetables and try to help people realize like how important it is that God has given us these plants and these fruits and vegetables and things that I believe come from a higher being, of course. And so it's something that I'm seriously passionate about. I don't know if you knew like how off the rails I went, but I got into strongman competing, and I was like throwing heavy stuff and picking up cars, and I got up to almost 500 pounds.
Oh my word. Wow.
Yeah, so I got huge, and I decided in 2021 that I was going to take my health into my own hands with this product at the helm, and I've dropped 180 so far.
Oh my gosh.
And I literally start every morning with a 5-mile weighted vest walk or run. And
wow.
Yeah, so I'm, some people call me crazy, but I love it. I love it because like every morning I start out my day feeling like I've just conquered the world,
Oh, I love it. That's so inspiring.
Well, thank you. I'm like, thank you, But the whole thing is I feel like if we can help our children feel that way. Like my daughter this morning, my 14-year-old, she texts me at 4:20 and she's like, "Hey Dad, I woke up super early, want to hit the gym?" And I was like,
what?
My 14-year-old wants to hang out with me?
Oh,
like, of course.
At the gym?
At the gym.
Are you kidding?
And so I was like, of course, I'll be right there. And so,
is this the same girl that made friends with the girl on the buddy bench?
No, there's a different, there's my other daughter.
Okay,
so,
you have amazing kids.
I know.
Holy cow, I love that.
But it's so wonderful I start out my day today, 5 a.m. with my 14-year-old at the gym. We're working legs, we did some bench press, played some basketball, and then I went to the Jordan River Parkway and I ran 5 miles with my weighted vest. And like, I was like, like by the end, I've already got 16,000 steps for the day. Like I'm ready. It's, 10:30.
And you feel proud of yourself because you were disciplined. Yeah. You did something hard. I'm sure there was a part of you that was like, I would maybe rather sleep. Like you're proud of yourself. So having a healthy body, valuing health is a skill. Like it is it's a competency that we need to give our kids because like I think about the shooter yesterday. I'm like, what are all the factors he could have possibly needed? What if he was on a regimen like that and he felt proud of himself that he was doing something hard and he was like, I did that. Like he had that moment. Like what if that could have helped, right? There are so many factors like that I know would make a difference. I know it. I just know it. So we need to give our kids gifts like this. This is so beautiful what you're doing.
And I love how you're empowering children like that because to point out one kid, or I don't know if you do multiple sometimes or whatever, but if just you could have saved that kid's life, the one that you focus on, you make the book of, and you cheer them, when I was in 4th grade, I ran for vice president, and I had the whole school chant, Josh, 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 and it was so awesome. And I like made them do it. I was like, everybody, Josh, Josh, Josh. And so, but it sounds like you're doing that with this you go in and you pick a kid, or you have the kid nominated by his peers.
Yeah.
And then you make them king for a day.
That's right.
A king or queen for a day, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And so tell us more about it, if you will. Tell me more about when you've gone and done this, and how many times you've done it so far? I'm sorry.
We've been in 14 states, but we've given out 20 awards. We've published 20 books.
Oh my heck.
Yeah.
So where can people find this? That you can find it on your website.
Yeah, for sure. KindestKidInAmerica.com.
Okay.
We have a TikTok and Instagram, YouTube,
Awesome.
Kindest Kid in America. And what I would really love is for people to nominate a kid that they know and make a 10-second video just saying, "Hi, I'm Josh. I want to nominate my amazing daughter. She made best friends with this cute girl just by sitting on the buddy bench."
Yeah.
That is such a beautiful story.
Yeah.
It's so simple.
Love
So
that.
you make that little video, you put it on your socials, because that's going to add more kindness into the world, and you tag us.
Okay.
That's what I'd love. That's the ideal. But if you don't feel comfortable being on social, that's totally fine. You can just send us a video through our website. Super easy.
Very cool.
Yeah, so
That
we're
is
just trying to
awesome.
create a movement. You know?
of course.
So it's more than the assembly. It's more than the book. It really is a call to action for every human. We all have to come together, because our country especially is so divided.
Yeah.
And if we can just try to put more goodness into the world, more positivity, instead of focusing so much on the things that are wrong, which I know there's a lot of things wrong, but
there'll always be stuff.
there's always going to be something wrong. And if we only focus on that, then we're just going to get more and more depressed.
100%.
So come on, let's do what's within our control. I can't control what's happening in the world. I couldn't control this shooter yesterday. It was such a tragedy. If any of us could have stopped that, we would have. But what we can control is how we're going to show up for our lives and how we're going to show up for our kids.
Yeah.
And focusing on positive things, or trying to find positive things, or creating positive things, that's within our control. Yeah. So that's kind of my call to action to everybody.
Call to action.
Yeah.
I love it. And so with that, and I don't want to give away the farm here on your speech and everything, and your program. But when you go, are you singing still?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, I start out with the song from Trolls, that Justin Timberlake song, "Can't Stop the Feeling."
Okay.
And I get the kids snapping and clapping with me. It's a really fun assembly. It's only 35 minutes. It's super short, but I teach them the hate cycle. I sing at the beginning. I have the kids, I do this fun thing at the beginning that I've just kind of fallen in love with. It's kind of new. I say, "You guys, I want you to point to a kid in this room who has been kind to you. Point, go, right now." And I'm like, "Okay, this guy, this guy, this girl, this girl, this girl, that guy." And I make a really big deal out of it. Yeah. And I'm like, "Okay, hands down, you guys, I asked you the simplest question. I asked you, who's kind? You didn't even hesitate. You knew exactly who to point to. Why? Because kindness matters. You're going to remember that kid forever, just because they were kind to you." We remember kindness, and we definitely remember who isn't kind.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to remember that forever. And I say, "How did it feel to get pointed at? All you kids that were just pointed at, did that surprise you? Was that awesome? Did that feel amazing?" Of course it did. If any of you guys want to be the kid that someone points to, right? You want to be that kid. You want to be remembered for being kind. Is that within your control? Yes, it is. You can choose right now today. You want to be remembered for being kind, so that means you're going to put kindness into the world. So we're talking about legacy. We're talking about identity. Do you want to be identify as a kind person? Because all of us love identity, right?
Course. Yeah.
I am a singer. I don't say I like to sing. I say I am a singer.
Yeah.
You say I am a health and wellness advocate.
Yeah.
That's who I am.
Yeah.
So accessing that piece of the identity is a big deal. And a lot of the shooters that I've studied, they identify as a violent person. They write it in their journals. They say, "This is just who I am." And everyone's telling me I'm a screw up. Everyone's telling me I'm a bad kid. I'm a bad influence. Yeah. They identify as that. It becomes part of who they are.
Yeah, and kind of and I don't mean this in a derogatory way, but kind of like a loner of sorts, right? Someone that isolates. Mm-hmm. And so as we're not shooting to change people, we're not pushing to change people necessarily, but you can just have such an incredible positive influence on anyone if you're just kind.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. There is a really powerful TED Talk that is on our website that I just think is so incredible. My biggest dream is to make a documentary film and talk about shootings and the research, but also how important kindness is to just overpower the violence. And I want to interview this amazing man who had a plan to shoot up his school. He had a plan. He got access to the guns. He knew what he was doing. It's a TED Talk. It is so powerful. And one act of kindness. It was his friend that took the time to say, hey, I know something's going on with you. If you need anything, I'm here for you. I care about you. I see you. And I'd love to help if I can. Wow. And he stopped. And so he went and now he's a father. He has children now. It makes me cry. It's so sweet.
No, I'm getting goosebumps. Oh my gosh.
And like it truly was kindness. And I'm not saying that if we're all kind, we're going to end the shootings. There's a lot of pieces to the puzzle, but like that's a big piece, you know. That's all he needed. He just wanted to be seen. Yeah. So it's so horrific.
Sorry, I don't have any tissues.
No, you're good. I cry over everything. I cry watching Hallmark commercials. Anyway, it's powerful, and we just can't ever discount the power of our influence. So if there is a time where you might be having a bad day, and then you see someone else having a bad day, like it's a natural instinct to be like, I'm having a bad day. I don't have anything to give to another person. That's the moment. I think that's the moment where we say, I don't have the bandwidth right now, I'm having a hard day, but I can tell this person is struggling. So at the very minimum, don't make their day worse. Yeah. At least don't be a jerk. Yeah. But if you could take 1 second and say, I'm having a bad day, but this person's struggling, if I make their day better, maybe it'll make my day better. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like that's the opportunity, that's the moment, and especially for our children, because they are listening to us, they watch us, and they're learning how to be human from us. Yeah. So adults, we have such a responsibility to set a good example for them. Totally. I just can't stand it when adults are like, oh, these kids are so lazy, these kids are so rude, these kids are so selfish. And I'm like, listen to you right now. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Like, they are modeling us. Yeah. So it is our responsibility to show them and model what we want them to be. Yeah. So I think it's an exciting and hopefully very positive call to action for all of us to just put more kindness into the world. It's within all of our control, and it makes our day better also. Yeah. It's a win-win.
That's amazing. Do you know, and I'm going to shift a little bit because it has been so wonderful for me to watch just from a distance on Facebook, right? Just to see your personal happiness blossom.
That's so sweet.
And I'm so just thrilled for you. And the first thing you said to me when I started texting you and everything is you're like, I'm so happy for you, and you're like so happy, and because my fiance and I were being so like cliche, and we're like, we can't be without each other. We love each other, and isn't that the best stuff?
Preach, do it all day long, plaster that all over social media, Josh. You deserve it, and it's beautiful, and other people get to see it. It is a privilege for us to see you happy. I love it.
I'm so happy for you because it's like as you have always been up here in my eyes, like I know that you must have just raised that bar for how you knew that you should be treated and you should be wanted and you should be desired and cherished.
That's
and
so nice.
It's like then you found that match, right? Yeah. And that's so important, I think, and that's why getting married and finding my significant other later in life, my wonderful fiance, she's so amazing. And it's like, we always talk about getting married in our 40s, like, could be the best decision of our lives.
Oh my gosh, I'm so with you on that. So we just got married last year. I was 40, and I feel like my life has begun.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, what he's so kindly alluding to is that I got divorced, my life completely fell apart, and it was so painful. It was the best thing that could have happened, the absolute best thing that could have happened. I was in a very emotionally abusive marriage for 16 years, and to be able, actually, I do care a lot about this. I'm glad you brought it up because my mantra since then has been, it was a tool a therapist gave me, kindness in, kindness out. And it goes back to exactly what you said at the very beginning, how we need to take care of ourselves first. Yeah. It's putting the oxygen mask on first. So kindness in, putting kindness into ourselves first so that we can be even more kind out. And I finally just realized, like, I am worthy of being treated well and to try a second chance. And that's incredible. And it has taken a long time for me to really embrace it and really live that. Because I just hated myself. I hated myself. I felt like I was so unworthy because I had a really hard teenage life, getting suspended. Like it was really hard, just so many challenges, like all of us go through, all of us do. But then getting divorced is such a big, explosion of your life. And so I had to learn how to be kind to myself.
Yeah.
And so I care about this mission so much because I know a lot of us, adults, children, this is something we all struggle with. Yeah. And if we need to, we're trying to put more kindness out into the world, it has to start with us.
Yeah.
Just like, valuing your health.
Totally.
It is so important, but we kind of get wrapped up in, oh, but that's selfish.
Yeah.
I can't take time for me. Everyone else has to come before me.
Yeah.
No.
Not at all. No.
Yeah.
And I also want to throw out a huge advocacy for therapy.
Oh.
Because I couldn't have gotten to where I'm at today without the help of a therapist. Like when people are like, wait a minute, you go see a shrink? I'm like, yeah, she's the best.
It is.
And my fiance, she's like, I've been going to a therapist for like 8 years. I love it.
So important.
And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so helpful.
Right?
I was like, why did I do this when I was in my 20s?
I know. And I love that we're getting away from the stigma. We are making so much progress. Like, look at our kids now. It's way more normal, not completely normal yet, but way more normal than our day, like to talk about depression or anxiety or stress, and to be able to admit, hey, I'm having a feeling, heaven forbid I'm having feelings.
Heaven forbid.
Right? So like, we're making progress, guys. We're making progress. Like the mental health movement is making progress, and I'm pretty freaking excited about that.
Yeah.
It's so important.
Well, that's awesome. We just a little plug. We have to do just a little advertisement here, but with Cardio Miracle, we have over 50 whole and organic fruits and vegetables. We don't have any synthetics in the product. Our sweetener is organic stevia as well as monk fruit. And we're going to give you some samples to try it.
You're the best.
And so it's something we're so excited that Cardio Miracle is willing to sponsor the PulseBeat, brought to you by Cardio Miracle. That's my pops there.
Aww.
And so,
he looks so kind.
Yeah, he is kind. He's a kind man. And we're just happy to have him. He's 73, and his dad died in his 50s, and his dad's dad died in his 50s, and then his dad died in his early 60s.
Wow.
And so I never met either of my grandpas in my family because they both died from heart disease, and it was just too bad. So we're so excited that my dad is around, and he's so healthy, and he's bringing life, So
incredible. I'm so excited. I'd love to put it on our socials,
of course.
and I will totally help promote it.
We are so excited that we could be a small part of what you're doing, and we're just so honored that you would come and sit down with us. We could talk about it. And so if you could give just a 30-second message, what is Jessie Hansen's message?
Yeah. My main message that I really want everyone to remember is that violence is contagious, and kindness is also contagious. So if everyone just made one commitment to put more kindness into the world, to be kind to yourself, I know we can make a difference. We can move the needle. We can prevent tragedies like the shooting that happened yesterday. I know it. I just know it. I don't care what anyone says. I'll go toe-to-toe with anyone who says otherwise. It is a huge piece to this puzzle, and it is a strong call to action. We are responsible to step up and do better. So kindness in, kindness out.
I love it. I could picture you at a table that says, change my mind,
absolutely. I should do that. Josh,
I've seen that.
Brilliant.
Yeah, we have these ideas. No, we're excited to plaster your website everywhere and support what you're doing, because we, like you, we're not only trying to save the hearts of mankind, but we're also, if there's anything that we can do to prevent such a horrible incident. And what I hate is that I'm sure if it's on the news and they say we have another school shooting, and it's just like, come on, guys.
I know. There were 58 shootings in America last year.
Oh my
And we didn't even hear about most of them.
I know.
It's horrific.
That is horrific.
Yeah. So we all have to do better.
We do.
There's some people that are like, you can't like, it's not our responsibility. Or I hear people say that it's not our responsibility. Like I have to take care of me and mine, which I get, but like, I feel like it is. I feel like it is a responsibility.
It starts with us.
It starts with us.
100%.
So all of us have to step up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're amazing. Thank you so much
You're a
for your
doll.
time. And we thank you for joining us on the PulseBeat, sponsored by Cardio Miracle. And we will definitely get you some product and some samples if you go to our website at www.cardiomiracle.com. And if you want any of our validation studies, it's cardiomiracle.com/studies to read all the validation in the world. It'll just blow your mind.
Incredible. I love science. Love me some science.
You're amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Josh.
Have a great day.
Thank you.